Hello everyone, welcome to the third part of prelims discussion. In this part, we will be discussing question number 25 to 36 for the 2021 paper. Okay, so let's start the discussion with question number 25. In this part, basically, there are questions from few from ecology, environment part, and few from economy. So let's look at the question number 25. Question number 25 is, in India, the central bank's function as the lender of last resort usually refers to which of the following? The central bank's function, lender of last resort. So the question is regarding the functions of RBI, and you must have read about the lender of last resort. So lending to trade and industry bodies when they fail to borrow from other sources. So RBI does not lend to any body directly. They will be lending through banks only. So this point 1 is incorrect. Second, providing liquidity to the banks having a temporary crisis. Yeah, this is the main. This is the meaning of lend of last resort. Lending to governments to finance budgetary deficit. This RBI does through wages and means advances, not through as a lender of last resort. So only 2 is the correct answer. B. Next, question number 26. It is from current affairs from environment. R2 code of practices constitutes a tool available for promoting the adoption of, and it was from a current affairs and very direct question, environmentally responsible practices in electronics recycling industry. So R2 code practices is related to electronics recycling industry. If you knew this, you could have marked it easily, or else you could have dropped it if you haven't heard about it or if you haven't read about it, but it was from a direct question from the current affairs. Next question. Why is there a concern about copper smelting plants? So you must have heard about that in Kerala case and also the copper plant where there were some issues. Okay, a few deaths were there. So why are the concerns? So the first point, they may release lethal quantities of carbon monoxide into environment. So they may release some quantity of carbon monoxide, not lethal quantity of carbon monoxide into the environment. So the point 1 is incorrect. The copper slag can cause the leaching of some heavy metals into the environment, definitely. So in the copper smelting plants, other heavy metals, because in the various ores of copper, there are other metals also present, heavy metals. So when we are smelting the copper, other heavy metals may get leached into the environment. So this point number 2 is correct. And they will release sulfur dioxide as a pollutant, definitely. So copper ore is copper sulfide, and out of this ore, sulfur dioxide can be released into the environment, and it is a pollutant. So definitely point number 3 is correct. So answer is 2 and 3 only. First point is not correct because there is little lethal quantity. Okay. Coming to question number 28, with reference to furnace oil, consider the following statements. So the furnace oil is also known as bunker oil, fuel oil. Okay, just the name. So it is a product of oil refineries. Yes, when oil is refined, the crude oil is refined into petrol, diesel, and other constituents. So the furnace oil is also released as an impurity. Some industries use it to generate power. Yeah, it still is a product of petroleum. So it has some power generating capacity. So that's fine. It causes sulfur emission into the environment. Yes, because it is kind of not pure impure oil, and in impure oil there is a lot of sulfur present. So it can cause sulfur emissions into the environment. So all the 3 are correct. Answer is D, 1, 2, and 3. Coming up to question number 29. Again, very direct, very easy question. What is blue carbon? You must have heard of it at least like 20-50 times during your preparation if you have been reading newspaper and current affairs. So what is blue carbon? Blue carbon is carbon captured by oceans and coastal ecosystem. Even if you haven't heard of it much, so blue is related to oceans and coastal ecosystem, if you must have known. So the answer was very direct, A. Question number 30, again from environment, a bit direct question. It has been repeated kind of because something related to likeness and Moses has been asked earlier also. In the nature, which of the following is are most likely to be found surviving on a surface without soil? So if you have heard about bioindicators of heavy metal, where there is heavy metal, so no other thing can survive, but lichens and mosses will still survive. So these are bioindicators. Ferns cannot survive without soil, and mushroom cannot survive without soil. But yeah, lichens and mosses, they can survive just on the moisture. So answer is 2 and 3. C. Okay. Next question number 31, and a bit of a direct question. Consider the following statements. The governor of RBI of India, Reserve Bank of India, is appointed by central government. Yes, you must have heard about when Urjit Patel was appointed, when Shaktikant Das was appointed, or when Ram Rajan was appointed. So that is very clear. You must have heard of it multiple times in the newspaper. Certain provisions in the Constitution of India give the central government the right to issue direction to RBI in public interest. So it is not the Constitution, but it is under the RBI Act. So basically, RBI doesn't have anything to do with the Constitution. So point number 2 is incorrect. The governor of RBI draws his power from the RBI Act. Yes, definitely. So RBI is not a constitutional body actually. It is a statutory body under RBI Act. So it can be said that point 2 is incorrect, and only 1 and 3. So C is the answer. Moving forward to question number 32. With reference to casual workers employed in India, consider the following statement. Okay. So if you have heard about Employees Provident Fund Act 1952, so this question may have been easy for you. If not, then you could have left this. So point 1, all casual workers are entitled for Employees Provident Fund coverage. Yes. So any employee who is having a monthly salary of more than 6,500 and all the casual laborers are entitled for the Employees Provident Fund coverage. Number 1 is correct. Second, all casual workers are entitled for regular working hours and overtime payment. Yes, under Payment of Wages Act, anyone who is working more than the stipulated hour, they are entitled for overtime payment, and this is applicable for casual workers also. So point number 2 is correct. Third, the government can by a notification specify that an establishment or industry shall pay wages only through its bank accounts. Yes, recently in 2017, Payment of Wages Act 2017, after the demonetization, government brought this act, and it was made mandatory to for any establishment to pay the wages through its bank account. So all the 3 statements are correct. Answer is D, 1, 2, and 3. Moving forward, question number 33. Which of the following steps is most likely to be taken at the time of economic recession? So economic recession means when there is a downfall in the economic growth rate is receding, a negative growth rate, GDP growth rate. So in that case, look at point A, cut in tax rates. Yeah, this part is correct, but increase in interest rate. So half is correct, half is incorrect. So A is incorrect. Look into it. If tax rates are cut, so there will be more money with the people. Definitely one thing. So this one is fine. But if interest rates are increased, in case interest rates are increased, so loans will be dearer. Okay, expensive loans. One. And second, people will try to save more rather than spending. And while there is economic recession, so the concentration should be on spending. If there is more spending, there will be more chances of revival of economy. So interest rate, second, is incorrect. So statement A is incorrect. Now let's look at statement C and D first, and then I'll tell about statement D. Increase in tax rates accompanied by reduction in interest rate. So again, reduction in interest rate is fine, but increase in tax rate is not correct. So C is incorrect. Reduction of expenditure on public projects, again, for revival. If you have heard about purging or the stimulus package, for example, in COVID-19 crisis, also government has issued stimulus package. So if expenditure on public projects will be reduced, then it will again lead the economy to recession. So D is also incorrect. Now, increase in expenditure on public projects, it is against reduction. So this one is correct. Increasing in public expenditure in public projects will give more money to the people, and while there is more money in the economy, so definitely we can say that it can have chances of revival, right? So answer would be B. Again, economy question, basic conceptual question. Other things remaining unchanged, market demand for a good might increase if price of its substitute increases. So it is again a direct question from 12th class NCERT. Price of its substitute increases. So what are substitute goods? Tea and coffee. So the question was, all the other things are remaining unchanged. How a market demand for a good might increase? So for example, tea and coffee. Tea and coffee is a substitute for tea. If the price of coffee increases, so the demand of tea may increase, right? So first point is correct. Price of its complement increases. So what is a complement? For example, complement means where both of the things are used together. Substitute are one where one can be substituted with the other, and complement are when both of them are used together. For example, tea and sugar. While we are making tea, so both tea and sugar are required. So if price of sugar will increase, so this may not increase the demand of tea, rather it may decrease the demand of tea. Okay, so second point is incorrect. The good is an inferior good and income of a consumer increases. So inferior goods are which are cheaper goods. Okay, and if the income of a consumer increase, for example, if I have an increase in salary or anything, so what I will prefer better goods, not inferior goods. So again, the demand of the inferior good will decrease with the increase in income of the consumers. And if there is a fall in price directly of anything, if there is fall in price of tea, so definitely there will be more people drinking tea. So this is again correct for increasing the demand. So answer is 1 and 4. A would be the answer for this question. Moving on to question number 35. So this was again a bit of current affairs, not bit of directly current affairs. With reference to urban cooperative banks in India, consider the following. Okay. So recently, Banking Regulation Ordinance 2020 was introduced. If you have read about it, under this ordinance, cooperative societies were given power to issue shares and securities. So point 2 is correct. Then first point, they are supervised and regulated by local boards set up by the state government. No, cooperative societies cooperative banks are supervised by Registrar of Cooperative Society under the state government plus RBI. Jointly, they are supervised not by local boards but Registrar Cooperative Society, under the state government plus the RBI. So statement 1 is incorrect. Then third statement, they were brought under the purview of Banking Regulation Act 1949 through an amendment in 1966. This is also correct. This was also in the newspaper where they have given Banking Regulation Ordinance 2020. So this was from a very current affairs, recent current affairs, economy direct question again. Point number 2 and 3 are correct. So answer is B. Last question, question number 36. Indian government bond yields are influenced by which of the following? First, action of United States Federal Reserve. So in general, United States Federal Reserve, when there is any action, so it should not impact the government yield. But what happens is it affects Indian markets. If US Federal Reserve, if they impose restriction or constrictionary policy, that will affect Indian markets. So when Indian markets are affected, so bond yield will get affected. So point number 1 is correct. Actions of RBI, definitely actions of RBI will have an impact on bond yield in India, and inflation and short-term interest rate. All the three will have impact on bond yields, government bond yields in India. So the answer will be D. So this was it in this video. We have completed 36 questions. If you have any queries or doubt, or if you think I have made any mistake, I've tried to keep as much as I've taken as much as care I could have, and I hope most of them are correct, but sometimes UPSC may have some different answers. So, and if you think that any of my answer is not correct or there is some issue, please tell us through the email, or you can also contact us on the comment box. So you can email me at info@gyanmimansa.com. Thank you.